In this video, I will compare the AMD Ryzen 5 4600H and AMD Ryzen 5 5500U, highlighting their differences, and then provide a conclusion to help you determine which one is the better choice. The AMD Ryzen 5 5500U was released approximately 1 year after the release of the Ryzen 4600H. Both the Ryzen 5 4600H and Ryzen 5 5500U feature 6 performance cores and 12 performance threads. The Ryzen 5 4600H has a base clock frequency of 3 GHz, while that of the Ryzen 5 5500U is 2.1 GHz. Due to its high base frequency, the Ryzen 5 4600H might perform well under normal CPU loads. The boost clock frequency of both of these processors is 4 GHz, and they perform admirably under heavy CPU loads. The L1, L2, and L3 cache sizes of both of these processors are 64 KB, 512 KB, and 8 MB, respectively. Both of these processors support a maximum of 32 GB. They both support DDR4 and LPDDR4 RAM with frequencies of 3200 MHz and 4266 MHz, respectively. Ryzen 5 4600H utilizes Radeon Vega 6, whereas Ryzen 5 5500U utilizes Radeon Vega 7. Consequently, Ryzen 5 5500U comparatively employs the latest graphics support compared to Ryzen 5 4600H. Additionally, the boost frequency of the graphics in Ryzen 5 5500U is 300 MHz higher than that of Ryzen 5 4600H, making it slightly more suitable for casual gaming and multimedia playback. Ryzen 5 4600H supports ECC, whereas Ryzen 5 5500U does not. Consequently, Ryzen 5 4600H can be considered suitable for critical systems. Both of these processors use PCI version 3, but Ryzen 5 4600H utilizes more PCI lanes than Ryzen 5 5500U. Consequently, Ryzen 5 4600H is comparatively beneficial for demanding users who require high bandwidth or utilize multiple high-performance devices. The peak temperature supported by both of these processors is 105 degrees Celsius. TDP of both of these processors is configurable, but the TDP of Ryzen 5 5500U is much smaller than that of Ryzen 4600H, making Ryzen 5 5500U better in power consumption. So, if you prioritize battery life, then Ryzen 5 5500U is the better choice. The price of Ryzen 5 5500U is slightly higher than that of Ryzen 5 4600H. Now, let's look at benchmark comparisons. In Cinebench R23 and Geekbench V6 for multicore, Ryzen 5 4600H appears to perform well. It is particularly suitable for tasks such as video editing and 3D rendering. On the other hand, Ryzen 5 5500U boasts slightly better single-core performance, making it more responsive for everyday tasks like web browsing and office work. This much for today. If you liked this video, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Please click on bell icon to never miss any update. Thank you.